the opportunity that given to me to present my research today. But before I present my research, I think all of you already know who I am. People know me as Mirda dari Laia. Okay, well, my title research today is Stereotype of Students and Lecturers in Teaching Learning Process and English Language Education Study Program, Faculty of Teacher Training and Education. Okay, in the chapter 1, discuss about introduction. As you know, as human beings, to interact with others, people need to communicate for survival and also because people is human nature. By the communication, people can get the good relationship between each others. So in this case, communication is important field to communication. No, is important field to associate with others. Without good communication, without good communication between humans, it will cause conflict. According to Everett and Rogers, 1981, communication is a process in which two or more people to exchange information between each other, which in turn leads to deep mutual understanding. So it's the same way to get with education. As we know, education is the way to get the knowledge, but it's not always the one way. You can get the knowledge by our family, environment, circles, and also school. The act of give and receive the knowledge we know as teaching and learning process. But in this case, sometimes in teaching and learning process, the knowledge is not delivered well because the lack of communication between lecturers and students or lecturers and students stereotypes. So the question is, what is stereotypes? Now before that, actually, have stereotype in teaching and learning is not good for lecturers and students because it becomes obstacles as far as the teaching and learning process. So the question is, what is stereotype? Stereotype is the generalization of people group based on past experience, which are deep rooted in the psyche of the people. Stereotype called idiosyncratic if as individual use them. Next, focus of the research. Focus of the research. The researcher's focus is analyze the stereotype of lecturers and students in teaching and learning process. Next, about formulation of the research. Actually, formulation of the research have two types. There are what are the factors that cause students and lecturers stereotype in teaching and learning process, and the second one is what are the types of stereotype that used in teaching and learning process. Actually, the stereotype here, it can be positive as well as negative. Objective of the research. Objectives of the research. The researchers try to find out or to analyze the factors and types of stereotype in teaching and learning process. About the significances of the research. Significances of the research to whoever, especially the lecturers and students, next researchers, and also readers. Next, chapter 2, literature review. In literature review, there are some theory from some experts about stereotype and idiosyncratic. According to Merriam-Webster, stereotype is standard design set of mental image that an example of a particular social group has and they represent a simplified opinion, prejudice, attitude, or uncritical judgment of another individual. According to Caldwell, a stereotype is a fix that is still too general about a particular group or class of people. The general beliefs are based on the subjective nature of the reader. They do not fully know the original characteristic of others' groups. rather unusual. So stereotype and idiosyncratic is the point of view about the members of group or personality based on the past experience, and it can be positive as well as negative. Okay, the last is chapter 3, methodology. In chapter 3, methodology, there are three. The researchers conclude three types. First is research design, data and source of the data, technique of the data collection. About the research design, the researchers use qualitative research to collect the data and source of the data. The researchers get the data from lecturers and students, and the technique of the data collection is observation and interview, taken from lecturers and students in process teaching learning. Observation made by researchers by seeing and hearing the process of teaching and learning in class, and interview used by the researcher by face-to-face give the question face-to-face to lecturers and students. Okay, that's all about our presentation today. Thank you for listening.